Okay, so how to troubleshoot shoot in Linux? See guys, in a DevOps, you have lots of setups, lots of servers you will be managing it, applications you will be having it, and most of the time you'll have everything in the Linux only, right? And Linux troubleshooting is more or less like administrator work, how to become a good administrator. So that is up to you how you want to call it, how to become a good Linux admin or Linux Linux admin, or how to become a good troubleshooters in Linux. And as I said, troubleshooting is a very important part. I mean, I think most of the work which you have to do in the troubleshooting only. Something is not working, you have to start troubleshooting. So how to become a good administrator and all. So I'm going to talk about the approach which I follow typically. Okay, and probably this will help you. Okay, so let's say something is not working, and when I say something is not working, I don't know what is not working. It can be your the issues can be in an operating system, issues can be in your applications, issues can be in a database, issue can be in a networking, third party library. Literally the issues can be anywhere, right? So how do we start it? So typically what I do, when we have some certain issues, I create in a mind, I create a bucket. Where is the problem first? What is the problem which you are saying? So is it a problem with the OS level? Okay, OS level problem, or is it a problem of application level? Okay, or is it a problem with the third party and dependent services? Where is the problem? Okay, so identify that what kind of problems you have. Now once you identify, okay, let's start with, okay, this could be OS level. So I would see OS level. Okay, fine. Let me check the CPU. Let me check the memory. Let me check the networking. Let me check the disk. Let me check the permissions. Let me check the permissions and so on. So these are the matrices. You have to check that matrices. You have to get it this matrices and see that CPU is good, RAM, memory is good, networking is good, permission is good or not. And then you should start looking at the logs of the operating system. So I will identify if it is a problem with the OS level. Quickly, I'll just run around and see that how can we get this one? Is it good or not? I will check the logs, okay, and so on. Now, if it is related to application level, then I'll try to find out what kind of application. Is it web applications? Whether it's app application, app server, web server, or app server, or database server. Most of the time we'll have these kind of applications error. Okay, so now in the web server, what to check? So I'll check the logs. I'll check the services up and running or not. Services up and running or not. Here, app server also, I will check the logs of app server. Logs of what? Application, because app server has application, right? And services up and running or not. Here, data servers, DB servers, DB servers, logs of transactions, and services up and running or not. What is this transaction means? DML, DDL, and so on. Are you understanding or not? If you are having questions, doubts, and all, you can ask me. All of you. Tell me, define this. Logs of DB server means what? Logs of transaction means what? Can you please tell me? Sumesh, Aishwarya, Pritesh, Vibhor, Rajni. Hello, I'm audible, right?
Yes.
So here, see, database server, let's say MySQL server. So you can check the MySQL server logs. When I say transaction means the MySQL server doing some transactions, select, insert, delete, drop, all the SQL operations, right? So that's called transaction, DDL and DML, and services up and running. Now, when I see that these are the things, and then I will say third-party dependent services. So third-party dependent services means what? Third-party dependent services means your mail services. Okay, SMTP server. Okay, it can be your some authentication services. I'm just giving example. Payment gateway services. Okay, gateway services. It can be your LDAP services. It can be your Active Directory services. So third-party services also sometimes creating a problem. So what I will do once I have some error, okay, I will try to bifurcate what is the problem, OS level, application level, third-party dependency libraries, and so on. And then I will start with. Okay, so now the question is, which are the commands we have for CPU check? Which are the command for memory check? Which are the networking commands, disk related commands, and permission commands? So this we need to learn. Okay, this we need to learn. For example, some of the commands I'm telling you here: uptime, top, free, vmstat, iostat, mpstats, you know, all these things you will get it. Some networking commands which includes ping, trace, trace, what else? Telnet, trace route, or trace route, I think trace is there. SAR, many utilities and commands are there. Disk space what? DF, D, DF, DU, all these things. Permission related commands what? Chmod, chown, all these things. So you have to practice these commands. So now if I say, for example, I'll go to, let's say, ChatGPT and say list of Linux commands for CPU and RAM troubleshooting. Troubleshooting. They'll give you all these same commands which I showed, but they'll give you abbreviations again. See, top, htop, htop. Some of the machines you may not find this utility. MPS stats, VM stats, IO stats. See, RAM troubleshooting, free, VM stats, and so on. Now you may not, because each commands you have a lots of options available. Okay, so what you should do next thing? Let's say VM stats. Give me all options. Give me example for VM stats like this. So immediately you will just in Google also you'll find it. But again, see here, so many examples. If you run VM stats, you get this one. See here, swap memory, free memory, buffer memory, cache memory, and so on. So complete details you have it, and few examples you get it. So this is the, don't have to spend too much of time to remember everything, because you're remember that, make sure that no matter how Linux is very vast, the more you try to remember everything, you will never achieve that things. So try to create a pattern. I want to troubleshoot CPU. I want to troubleshoot memory. I want to troubleshoot the networking. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say, all of you? Hello? Hello?
Yes, getting it.
Yeah. So quickly, you just have to have a threshold and get it done. Now, next question is, okay, so OS level, everything is stable, let's say. So let me check the logs of the OS. Remember, the logs you will find of the everywhere. So where do you find the logs? Again, it depends on the operating system. Again, sometimes different locations it can be, depends on this. But most of the time, you will find the logs under the OPT. Sorry, my bad. var logs. This one. See here. This is the locations you will find most of the time operating system logs. Okay. Now you'll say, Rajesh, there are so many files are there, which I should look at for. So it depends. If you want to look in the system logs, sys logs are there. Kernel logs are here. Any installation and installations here you have it. Cloud init logs you have it here. APT logs here you have it. Jenkins is a one which I install in this machine. Let's ignore it. So these are the logs you have to. Syslog is very important for the OS level. Okay. So you have to check that. Sometime if you're not sure, no problem. List of OS label logs of Linux Ubuntu. Let's say I'm using Ubuntu. So OS level logs, you may not remember the different. We have 40 flavors of Linux. Which flavor you're working? I don't know. Okay, so you will quickly get it. But approach, if you know the approach, then only you will get it. So approach is important. Okay, so syslog is a most important one, and so on. Now, how do we see the live streaming? That I want to see the live log as it is growing. So there's one command which is called tell-f and syslog. So tell-f, what is this? Uh, Wait a second. Command is correct, but it's not. Okay, I think I changed the directory. Var log. Okay, so tell-f syslog. See, so as it is right, it will see live log. You can see that. See, there's some error here. So you can live stream also. You can see that more command, cat command, all this thing. You can check it out. Are you able to understand that what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So I just this has got slow actually. Yeah. So quickly this information you can get it. Why is slow? Okay. So anyways, see here, var syslog, auth log, boot log, dmessage log, kernel log, history log, term log, dpkg. Just now I showed you all these locations, same places, right? Cron log. This is the firewall log, EFW firewall logs. So you should remember this path and then try to get into this. Now let's say if you think, oh no, there's no problem in the OS is perfectly fine and all, everything is great. Okay, some networking commands also you should try to do that. Let me tell you, list of networking commands in Linux. Though I said few things, but there are so many commands are there for networking troubleshooting. More than 50 utilities are there in the networking. See if config, IP and ifconfig both are same. IP has recently introduced ifconfig oldest, netstat, ss, ping, traceroute, ns lookups. These are all the networking commands. And you have to practice at least one. See, all the dumps which is coming, TCP dump, you can use it. Route, you can use ARP, host name. So these are all networking. If you want to become a good troubleshooter, all this command, at least you should have a memory into that. Few commands you, let's say this is not a command built in, you have to install it separately. This is also good command. Okay, so all this thing you have to get it, and then now after running all this command, understanding the output of it, we got to know, okay, OS is good, no problem in it. Then what to look for it? Then go for the application layer. So now in application layer we have web server. Can you please tell me which are the number of web servers we have? Anyone? Web servers? What are the number of web servers we have? Hello, guys, you have to participate in the session. So many Ashwarya, Rajni.
Yeah, Apache.
Yeah, what else? We have
Node.js. Yeah.
no. Node.js is not a web server.
Yeah, yeah.
Apache we have,
Apache
Nginx we have,
Apache Tomcat,
IIS we
NGNXT.
have. Tomcat is not a web server. It's an app server. Okay. So understand that. Understand the difference between web server. Web server means Nginx, Apache, IIS. App server means Tomcat, WebLogic, WebSphere. All these are a web server. DB server means database means MySQL, MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle. So understand this. So now let's say you're troubleshooting application layer. So web server, where is the logs of Apache? Look at this. See, why I'm not telling you a specific location, because the application locations can be anywhere also. Okay. Sometime you will find in the var log, sometime you'll find in the OPT. So you have to find out, you have to understand that how do we see the location of logs. Let me straightforward, you cannot say like this should be, people change that in the production environment, they change the locations also in the virtual host. So what you should check, let's say log locations of Apache and Nginx. So that's the default, you will get it, but actually there's one file called http.conf and nginx.conf. There you have to check the real path, because in the production people change the path. Okay, so see here, this is the default path for Ubuntu, but you see that here again changes the locations for the RHEL. Okay, again this is the default path, but here you see customizing the location. In the production server they customize the locations, and in the custom, when they customize it, they add in this file which is called this file http.conf file. This is the nginx file and http.conf file somewhere. Where is it? Apache, here it is. Yeah, you see it. So approach is important, and then you have to look at the logs and services up and running or not. For example, how to check the services up and running: systemctl status httpd. It's not a service, I have not installed it, so it's not running. But sometime this will not be running as a service. How do you know that? Then ps-ef grep httpd. If it's not running as a service, this command will not help you actually. So this way it will help you whether it's running or not. For example, sshd is running, I know that, so now it's running. See, so this approach you have to understand. So now web server, anyways, as part of the SRE I'll teach you Apache and Nginx, but you should know that applications also. So now you find out, you check the services up and running or not, you check the logs, everything is fine at the web server layer. Then app server. App server again you have to repeat like a Tomcat, JBoss, WebLogic, WebSphere, all these things. So you have to check the logs of app server. Can you tell me the difference between the logs of app server and logs of applications? What is the difference? Logs of app server and logs of application. Can you please tell me the difference? Hello, Rajni, are you there? Nikasis? If you don't know, then you may respond actually. That way we'll be having more interactive session. Before Pritesh, I lost the audio. What? I'm audible.
Yeah,
Hello,
sorry,
I'm
Rajesh.
audible.
Yeah, I'm able to hear.
Okay, cool. I thought I got disconnected. No one is responding, guys, today. Okay, so what is the difference between logs of app server and logs of applications? So understand that logs of app server, when I say logs of Tomcat, okay, and here when I say logs of application, that means inside the Tomcat you are running the DevOps school applications. So that is what I'm talking about. So this one you should know where exactly that is. The default locations, in fact, you will get it on the Google also. So Tomcat log location, but again I am said in the production we customize that, so you should not only rely on the default locations. Okay, see here. So this is the file where you can customize it. These are the logs actually. So wherever you install the Tomcat, you will find under this. This is the default location, but it can be customized. So again, if you customize this file, you have to change. Okay, but logs of application, you have to ask a development. You have to know that how to install application and run that. So this is a specific tool. So you should check that logs also and services up and running. So that is a one thing. The same thing you have to do with this DB server. So you have to check the log server, logs of MySQL server, logs of MySQL server, logs of Oracle. See that where is the error. If you don't know how to find out the error, for example, let's say I'm just searching for it. More var log and syslog, and I want to know only grep the error. So grep error only. See here, there's so many errors are there. See, you want to check the -I, ignore the error, but in normal case and capital case. So error and error. So now you have this error, last error. You should see that here. You have it. This one, access denial for some operations. So you have to filter that. It's not like locating the logs. You have to filter the errors. Where is that? You want to display the errors, and then there are 4 5 lines and stuff like that. So you can do that. Let's say you want this one, this error, you want to see the first 5 line before and 5 line after. So let's say if I do this one, see here, so many. So this is the one of the things you should do that. Now when I say third party libraries, again depends. Third party libraries, sometimes failures may arise because of third party library. So you should check that SMTP server is done or not. So, okay, let me ask you. Let's say you have to quickly check SMTP server is up and running or not. So there's one way you can use in the application and troubleshoot. Or second thing, you can check with the quick small script also. So what to do? Can you tell me, Sumesh, your approach if you want to check the SMTP server is working or not? I don't want to spend too much of time here and there and just want to check the SMTP server. Ashurya, hello. Okay, so if I'm at your place, I will not spend too much of time. I'll just immediately go and see here. Understand that SMTP details I'm having, write a shell script to check SMTP server is working or not. Simple. And shell scripting, which I just now taught you in the previous session, it will give me the small script which will check within a 2 to 3 minutes. I'll check server is working or not, and then I will conclude that. See here, very simple code. Here you are setting the 70 server port number, and here you can check. But this script, one thing is missing actually. The password authentication is missing. So I would say, hey, authentication and is missing in up script. So it will use the authentications also. Okay, are you understanding all of you now? See here, now user ID and password. You see, this is a comprehensive script. So this is the way, same way auth server. Payment gateway is a third party libraries. So how do we check whether API is accessible or not? You have, can you suggest me if let's say payment gateway you have it, certain different APIs are there. Rajni, you answer me. Let's say you got a payment gateway, authentications you have it, and you want to check whether payment gateway is working or not. How do we check? Quickly, I just want you to check within 2 minutes, not to whole day you spend.
So
Before, can you answer this?
yeah, payment gateway first we check from the API side, right? You are asking, so if we, yeah, first thing
Within
is
a 2 minutes, how do you check? That's what I know. I want to know
I mean,
two
first,
minutes.
okay. Okay, so generally, right? So whenever we do payment gateway, if you want to validate from the backend, we have to verify 200 success. So the server, whenever we hit the URL,
But
it
how
should.
approach you have to tell me? No, I have only 2 minutes for it. I want you to understand the approach, because see, I know you will find out, but the problem is in DevOps, you are on call, you have a 2 minutes for everything. How do you find? So if I'm at your place, I know a payment gateway authentications and all. Immediately I will use curl, or I don't know how many of you have used it, Postman. Anyone have used the Postman?
Yes.
Yeah, so simple. I will use the Postman. Let's say use the curl will be simplest, more simplest. So give me a curl command. Give me a curl command to make a call to API of GitHub. I'm just using a GitHub with GitHub with auth, spelling mistake, with authentications. So curl command, you got it.
Says your full name, password as a
Yeah, simple.
variables.
Getting my point. See, curl here, you just here that instead of GitHub, you can be having everything. So this is authorization, this is the token, and this is the endpoint, and you're going to check this. Simple. So I will not spend time, mail, this, that, and all. Just quickly first check myself whether it's working or not. Postman also is easy tool. You could use it. I use a
But
curl because I don't.
here, so for this, right, Rajesh? Uh, to check if the URL is working, we have to see in the Postman we use this code. But after invoking, if we are getting a proper response status code, right, like
Huh,
200,
that also
yeah,
200 or not. Health
mm,
check. Health check. So simple.
okay,
I mean, health check. There's a see anyone who has developed API, they have a health check API for sure,
right,
100%.
right,
So you have right now. I just here what it will do. I'll tell you. It will list out the all the repos. This is just a example command. I did not give a specification. No prompt. I did not give it. I will say curl command to check GitHub API is authenticated and healthy or not. Simple. Health command will be there. Authentic. There's a spelling mistake word. Authentication is success and healthy or not. Simple. So, just avoid the spelling mistake. I'm writing in a hush. Okay. So here you have it. See, this is API. User check response body. You have a if it is non-authorized. Here you have 400
401.
401. Sorry. So like that you can have. So the idea is you should do all this check in the only few seconds. LDAP check again same way. Quickly check active directories services same way and so on. So what I'm trying to say, see, there's no problem. There's a hundreds of command, but approach is important. How do you start it? So now what you have to do, let's say I'll tell you one more important thing. Just keep this command in your mind. But you know what? Let's say VM stats or IO stats or MP stats, or let's say here you have a Nginx skill set required. Here you Tomcat skill set is required to understand the error. You can locate the error, but you won't understand. So that also is a skill set you have to develop. Database servers, you have at least one database servers and so on. Now let's say VM stats. If you think VM stats is one command, no. VM stats is one of the vastest command. I mean, in fact, most of the command, these all our command is a very vast command. Okay, so how do I know all these options available? If I'm at your place, let's say nowadays the VM state examples, Google, I used to do the Google. Okay, and this like this used to refer it. Okay, see here, these all options are given, all examples are given. It's a pretty huge tutorial. Okay, and this is the techniques too. So your time will not be should not be spent to locate the command. Your time should be spent to run this command, let's say, and understand this output, and that is required time. Actually, that is required time. So let's say if I go to that list of all options for VM stats and example command for it. Now you see that it will tell you. I mean, Google anyways you can get it, but nowadays why to waste time? Time is everything. See that these all options in the VM state you have it. Again, if you do the man and VM state, you will get it all these options. But actually, no one is no one spelling mistake. No one is nowadays referring the documents. It's a huge, pretty huge documents. See here, complete documentations you have it, but this one you see complete options. You have so many options, and one line explanation that is more than sufficient. So you have to practice at least. Keep in mind you have to practice. The more you practice, and then you'll become a more things, more expert. So now some of the resources which I'm having, which is mapping, I would say Linux troubleshooting, which I want to show you only one image. That is more than sufficient, because that will help you to get started, not this one. I have one very good image which will help you to guide this things. Linux tools. This one. I would suggest you spend some time. Not this, not this. One image I want. These all commands are there. I think this one or this one. Let me check. This one. So this image I feel very good image. Always keep in your fab list. Okay, where is that? The article is Linux Performance Observability Tool. Observability means complete troubleshooting. So now, if you see here, this is like a very good mapping. What you want. So let's discuss a little bit of it here. What do you want to troubleshoot? So this map will help you. Let's say try to understand this image. Let's say you want to troubleshoot virtual memory. So these are the two commands will help you. Few commands will help you here and here. See, if you want to troubleshoot the TCP, so TCP dump is here, which last time also you got it. If you want to look at the app here, you see system libraries. So here you have this command, this command. If you want to troubleshoot the file system, so file system DF is there, but it's not in this image actually. Volume manager. See the bridges. Disk here you have few. Port number few. Network again few here. Scheduler few here. Some CPU here you have. DRAM here you have. So this is the nice image you can correlate and practice it. So slowly, it's not like you will remember everything. Just have a pointer created in your memories. So good troubleshooting can be started. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes, got it.
Okay. So just practice it. This one. Lots of commands are there, but this is least important. Again, if you are not able to understand some of the commands, we required little bit of hands holding. You can put it in the chat. I'll share more information about it. Okay, so any questions so far?
But in real time scenario, do we use all these commands? I mean, yeah, I
Yes.
know definitely for sure there will be some common frequently used commands, but
See, real time scenario, you use all this command, and trust me, you have to use all this command in just 10 minutes. Only 10
okay.
minutes.
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying. And you have to remember your memory, actually, memory footprint. Okay, hey, quickly let me check. There's a problem, P1, we have to respond immediately. Let me check
Okay.
the system, CPU, RAM, network, disk, da da da. And if I'm at your place, no, let's say if you are getting frustrated. So you want complete details in one place. What I will do, I'll tell you, very simple way which I have done. Create a shell scripting. Think about it, shell scripting, which would display summary of CPU, RAM, disk, network, what else? Network utilizations. Got it?
Yeah.
So the moment I run, I have a summary. I should understand all this thing. See? So when I started Linux 15 years before, I had these commands. This script I used to write it. But nowadays life has become so simple. Why to waste time? See here, go here. I don't have to run 20 commands in one go. I have a very limited time, right? So vi line.sh. It's not copied properly. Same command which I talked about, they have put it in the nice way. See here. And then chmod 755 line.sh, run line.sh. See here. So you got a rum here, CPU utilization, you can check that, disk utilization, you can check the uh, summary of network utilization. You can enhance more actually. Got it?
Yeah.
So what is the utilization? So total disk is RAM is 8 GB, out of 4 GB is free, buffer is 1 GB. Memory is memory swap memory I have not set here. Available memory is almost 5.5 GB. These are the like, file systems which you have, and you'll get the availability uses is 18%. Network we have only one interface. Are you understanding all of it? So create your own script. See, you will be working in your production script, a production environment. Create your own script. What you want? So you want all this thing, you put it in one script and just run it and you get it. But the thing, you create a script only if you know the logic right. Correct? No?
Yeah.
So like that. Any more questions, guys?
Maybe can
So
you give one example, Rajesh? So, I mean, see, you gave some list of commands, right? CPU, RAM, OS, network commands we have separate. So, maybe when it comes to real situation, can you give one example and how the situation gonna
yeah,
be so that we can correlate? Yeah.
let me share with you one of the examples. Production real time I'm giving you. Let's say I'm hitting the one of the production server right now. Okay, and this production server is having some issues. What issues? Let me tell you. One of the problems you will find it. I'm just giving you some. We have having DDoS attack. DDoS attack. Now, what is a DDoS attack? So, DDoS attack is a kind of request you get on the website to reduce the performance of the website. Okay. So there is a multiple tools are there. WAF is there on AWS, which is very costly. But now let's say you see you have a problems in your servers, in your production server, and you will not go to buy tools and then learn, and it'll be 1 month. You have to quickly fix that. So now you have to understand the problem area. DDoS attack happens always on the web layer. Okay? If you know that. So web layer means what? What you have? Tell me. Apache or Nginx, correct now?
Yes.
So now I want to check which one is mine. So I am running, let's say, Apache. So where is the logs? Let me show you the logs. There's a custom folder. So opt lamp logs. So here is the logs. Different locations. It's not default locations. If you see that there's a error logs and here access logs. Here you have access logs. Okay. So this is the access logs. This is the application logs. This is the error logs. This is the PHP logs. This is the SSL logs, and so on. So now you have to get comfortable. This same thing of which I was talking about. You need to become comfortable with that. Comfortable with this logs. Now, what to do in this logs? What to do? So I want to check whether the DDoS attack is happening or not. Okay. So though I have all these commands inbuilt actually. So let me open up that one. All the commands I keep it ready by doing the lots of research and all. So sheet, just give me 2 seconds. So I'll go to my notebook where I have a list of commands to identify the DDoS attack. Where is this? This one. Okay, so let me show you just a real one for commands. So these are the commands I have created with my research and all. Okay, this command will work only with the Apache access logs only, no other file. No, this is because every logs has a pattern, right? So you'll create your own pattern for that your logs. Okay, so this will work only for the Apache. So what is this? Let me show you this. I want to locate that which is a which IP address is attacking. So this command will tell you what are the number of requests and which resources in Apache logs. But this is like a too big. What to do? So again here shorting out. See, one command to another command, another command to another command, piping. See that here. I see that these all are request which is coming, number of requests which is coming to these images. See, 841 is the number of requests, all the resources. And here home locations, you're getting 41,000 requests. Okay, I want to know the IP address which is requesting this. So for that, I will do this command. Let me do that. IP address I want to locate. Who's making the DDoS attack on my? See here. These are the IP address number of requests which has come here. So this is the IP address 65,000. But this is not sorted way. So can we do the sorted way? See here. So that means if you see this list, tell me which IP address is making DDoS attack on my website. Tell me. Hello.
It's not, yeah, the one which is not relevant to you, maybe 184.178.
Yeah. So this guy is hitting 2,000 times per day. Probably this is a DDoS attack. So I will go here and find out who's this. Who is this? Who is that? Here. And put this IP address and search for it. And if I search for this IP, what is this? No, this is a bad website. Wait a second. So this is the website will tell you who's that IP address. And if I find out this IP address is from the GoDaddy. Now I have a production knowledge, infrastructure knowledge. So GoDaddy is a kind of IP address which is we are hosting at. So that means this is a safe address. They must be doing some check, health check and all. So that is safe address. So now let me go and hit the second one. Who is this IP address? Let me try to find out and enter. And here I found out this is the Google address. So Google address is also good. Why Google address is good? They must be doing some this bot sync, no, for searching the content, This is good. Now based on your experience, this is good. Not a problem. Let me find out who's this. So I'm looking for one culprit which I can block it. This is also Google. So basically there's no DDoS attack right now is happening on my server and enter. I got it. See this? Why this IP address is hitting to my website on how many times? 648 times. This is a problem. I want to know what this IP address is doing now. What this IP address is doing now. So what I'll do, let me go back to my script and try to find out grepping unique no and grep this IP address. I will activity. I'll see that what activity is not coming. Why? Wait a second. More access logs grep this activity. I want to see that, and if I see that activity, uh, see based on the my observation, get. So I know Apache log. You should know. You are supposed to know all this technology. So soon, the moment you start working on, you will get to know. So here I see the timing. You see the timing is different. Get activity is okay. The area where they're hitting that is also okay. Seems to be okay. So this is a genuine user who's trying to learn from some resources. So for timing this is safe. But let's say if it is not a safe, this IP address is creating a trouble. So what to do? I have to block it. I have to block it. How do we block it? There's a command for it. Let me show you that command. There's a command for it to block it, and that is these all on command list actually. Just where's a command for blocking? I have a command for blocking here. Here it is. This command. See here. This command will block that all the connection from that IP address. Let's say if I want to block IP table, whatever it is. So, are you trying to understand what I'm trying to teach you, all of you?
Yeah, getting it.
So this is the production server which I showed you. Now, and right now because I don't want to buy any costly software, this I'm doing every day 5 minutes. But what will happen in the production servers? You may have some tool which will help you to do that. But manual approach, you know that then it's good. You can troubleshoot yourself. Any more questions, guys?
So can we also see the attack that you explained, right? So can we also set up my application server should be accessible only by these IP addresses? Can we
Yeah,
set up
why not?
that?
That's a security group. In AWS, we have a security group. Right now, we are learning the Linux, but
Mhm.
there's so many tools you will learn in the future, which will help you to do all these things. Many things can be minimized actually, but they see fundamentally, if you are strong, then it's good. For example, I'll tell you, we all know, if I say P, or let's say performance, there's a one keyword called performance. Even everyone use this keyword while talking in the day on a daily basis, but performance, PERFO da da da, only few people can tell, who knows English and who has learned the alphabets, correct? Now others, even those who have no knowledge on English, also they use the keyword called performance. So the idea is DevOps engineers should know all the how inner working is happening, because it's not like you are being paid highest salary is being paid for looking at the graph. No, you have to work behind the graph. Getting my points?
Have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.